Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's go ahead and start that. Here we go. How y'all doing? Mic check, mic check. All right, so first things first, I'm going to show you the progress of the mod. So, as you can see here, I've got a couple mods installed. And, well, these are the mods that I will be supporting in the next version. So we've got the Arima CS200 platform with, you know, a lot of configs available. So it's pretty cool. I'll be test driving these later. And we've got the CarbonWorks F4, also pretty good amount of configurations. I think they're all roughly the same, you know, probably more just tuning and then different paint jobs, separating them. Next up, we got the ETK K series. This one has a little bit of less configs available, but that's all right. Still a great car. Let's see. Next up, we've got the Gavril Vertex NA2. We all know about this mod. This mod's crazy. One of the most popular mods for the game, so I figure it's only right if I support it. Give it even more options. CCF had to do it. It's a Miata, based on the Miata. Not much else to say. It's a great car and great mod. High quality. And then I think I got one more. The Bishu Claria. I've showcased that on my YouTube. It's just it's a very basic car, but it's actually really high quality. It's got a decent sound normally, but yeah, it's pretty dope. I love the wagon. The wagon look is great. So the Kia EV3, I'm just testing out. It's going to take a little bit more effort to, you know, develop the mod for this because it's an all-electric. So I would have to do some, you know, transmission work to try to get it to go with, you know, manual transmissions and stuff. Make it compatible with normal, was it ICE engines. So it's going to take a little more work. I'm still trying to see if I want to do that or not. Probably. But yeah, let's take a look at this for the first vehicle. Which one shall we do? Yes. By the way, I don't know if you guys can see the chat. I think you can. I don't know. Probably not a good screen to view it on, but it should be like right here. Yes. Midnight Racing Club. Yeah, the Kia is very high quality. Yeah. I left a comment on the forums because I'm like, this, you don't see too many real life mods, like cars based on for real life that are like really high quality. And so this is really cool. Um, so yeah, Midnight Racing Club. Let's go ahead and get that. By the way, let me know if the volume is good. Let's Play Nation, if you could. I think I did the levels decently, but I just want an outside opinion. All right. So let's do it justice. Let's drive this normally to see how that drives. Okay, I'm noticing understeer here. Okay. Game sound could be a little louder, only a little bit since your focus is on the engine sound. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think the way to do that is by, let's see, modifying this a little bit. Okay, it should be a little louder now. Let me know if the music is too loud now too. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. So let's go ahead and swap in my mod here. Let's see, let's do sport and luxury. And I'm working on the new sound here for the 2-liter inline six. Sounds pretty good. I think so the engine I think is a little too high on the, I guess, the treble. Like there's a lot of high pitched coming from the engine. Other than that, I mean, pretty good. Okay, it's good. Thanks, Let's Play. Oh, understeer. Hello. All right. Yeah, let's get a. Oh, I messed up my steering now. It's over. All right. I'm going to reset. Oh my goodness. Okay. I might need to like swap the tires for something because this thing cannot turn. Let's see. Suspension. Hub. Sport. Yeah, there we go. That's why. Race tires. There we go. Now it should turn. Yeah, that's definitely better. Yep, so that's the 2 liter. Let's go ahead. Another engine that I was pretty hype about. It's one of the first things I wanted to add with this new sound refresh was the course, you know, the 2JZ had to do it, right? It sounds, yeah, sounds like the Forza 2JZ. Oh, can't recover that. Rip. Lord. Fits current car. Holy, it's very hard to drive. Yeah. Plus, I'm not used to driving this car, so like the dynamics, you know, it's different for each car. And I don't know. I also haven't had time to play this game in a while. I've been moving house and got a new job as well, so I've been kind of focusing on those two things. Um, so that's that. Now, let's play Nation. I don't know how familiar you are with my mod, but what we can do is we can upgrade the camshaft so it revs higher. We can upgrade the engine block so the torque of the engine rises and becomes more durable. Air filter is just horsepower. Ignition and fuel that actually changes how fast you start your engine. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a pretty big milestone. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So, yeah, the ignition and fuel, it changes how fast you start your car. So I might as well demonstrate with that now. So this is standard ignition. Takes some time. And then you, let's say, like, upgrade to motorsport. Turn it off. Starts a lot faster. Pistons. So pistons upgrades the horsepower, like overall torque, but also multiplicatively. So smaller engines, this will actually affect it less than higher horsepower engine stock. So, you know, basically like the higher the displacement, the more it'll affect because it has more space to improve, if that makes sense, I guess. Exhaust, obviously upgrades exhaust, the volume. Pistons change the volume of the engine. And intake, horsepower and or forced induction, so you can add a turbo or supercharger. Exhaust, oh yeah, exhaust also changes the amount of pops, the frequency and volume. So yeah, we actually have supercharger right now. We can change that to a turbo if we want. So now it's really not going to be controllable. You'd like to start modding too. Is there a start point that you could recommend? Well, I guess the first question is, what type of mod would you like to do? So with this mod, for example, I started with one engine. So start small, start small. Like, so my first engine, it was very basic. I mean, I didn't have any of these upgrades that you see here. I didn't have any of this, right? And so the starting point, you want to start easy and then work your way up from there. Like, I didn't start this actually didn't start the camshaft upgrade system didn't start until like version 2. Version 1, I still had most of the like default kind of upgrades, if that makes sense. So let's go back to like a stock engine for this, right? You'd have the ECU with just like a couple of options, long block, heavy duty. Wait, that's engine mounts, it doesn't matter. You know, it's probably not good to start on a modded car, but let's just go to like the pickup D series, the go-to, the default. Yeah, for sure. You could definitely do that. So existing mod. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to go into modding the part selection, then what you actually could do is legitimately, let me see if I can pull this up here. So, should see my screen here in a second. You go to the content of your BeamNG.Drive directory in vehicles, and let's say we're going to do the D series, right? D series is a little different, but you open up the common folder here, common.zip, go in here and go to the pickup, and the engines are in here. So say you want to create a new engine, let's say, right? And so in your mod, let's go in my mod here for a second. So in your mod, you want to copy like this directory path, at least the vehicles pickup one. So vehicles, pickup, and then you have to have something here. For some reason, I don't know why, but you have to have something as like a bridge folder, I guess. Like this folder has to be empty except for the folder itself, which contains files. Don't ask me why, no idea. But that's just how the file structure works. But the basic idea is that anything within vehicles pickup blah. Well, you can name this folder whatever you want. You can name this folder whatever you want, and then put your JB files in here. And if you put the engine file in here and modify it, right? If you modify anything in here, it's got to have a new name. So, like if I just do, obviously this won't work because I'm in the actual zip, but you can name it literally anything you want. Save it, and as long as it's in this mods unpacked, mod name, vehicles pickup, whatever, in this directory, it'll go to the pickup automatically. And so this is a basic idea of how to add a new engine. Now, obviously, I've gotten a little more complicated with it, learning how to structure the mod, and I can actually have a common folder of all of my engines, and so it's not specific. And so this will actually apply to all of the vehicles that I've put inside this other directory here. It's very interesting how it works, but it's basically an engine slot for each vehicle. Right, yeah, pickup's different, so I actually need to go here. Engine slot pickup. And so this basically treats it as a new engine. So you can see here, see, I can follow you. Nice. I think editing JNodes, modeling in Blender is another chapter. Yeah. I mean, like, that is an area of modding I have never touched. And so I personally wouldn't really know how to do that. But I do know that let's see, let's go to, give me a second here. If I go to the flex bodies, right, for the pickup, which actually should be here, this is where you get into the meat of just, I have no idea what the heck's happening, right? So like, these values match somewhere on the vehicle and tells what is what on the engine. I think there's a way, a debug. No, that's not it. Nodes. Okay, that's a start. Beam, maybe? Yeah, this is it. Beam. Oh God. Yeah, there's a way to figure out yeah, and I'm not the greatest person to ask this. Yeah, sorry, man. I can't help you with that, but let's see. I'm like, okay, there we go. But yeah, basically the idea is these values here match up and tell the game where to put specific nodes and like how to like structure the the body, whatever it is. But yeah. Okay. So let's continue. So this one is really cool. I actually like this is one of my favorite mods to drive. Because it's like, you're just like in an F1 car, man. It's pretty sick. And basically the idea of my mod is to give mods just more flexibility on what they can do. So I support mods, they get my engines, and you can drive any one of them. So say for example, the new inline 4, it only has 60 horsepower, right? But you can upgrade it to, I think, 300 horsepower max. Let me check. Yeah, there's 300, right? And it changes the overall, like, not tone. I mean, a tone, the vibe of the engine changes when you upgrade it. So it's like max volume. We can max everything out. I made it to where it at least somewhat makes sense, and it's not too like crazy. You know, obviously this is going to be pretty crazy, but maxed out 65 horsepower to 450 almost. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that's a corner. Landed it. And I'm still working on like the levels. I mean, there's a lot of work to do with sound. Like maybe the turbo's too loud, or yeah. And configuring cars in this way is really cool. They run super smoothly. Did I steal a PC from NASA? Yeah, so I got a 4080 Super. I think it's a 7900 X3D. I've been very lucky. I got both of those at a discount, so I didn't have to pay full price for them. So yeah, I'm big chillin'. But yeah, like a lot of the time into this mod I found is leveling, volumes, and EQ. Because I'm just like super, I wouldn't say an audiophile, because I'm not. I'm sure there's a lot more people that like more, you've got like an ear for things. But no, I just, I give myself high standards, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I could be, but I'm not self-proclaiming I am an audiophile, because it seems to be a pretty exclusive, you know, group to be a part of. But I just hold myself to a high standard. I'm like, is this sound, do I enjoy the sound? If I don't enjoy the sound, then I don't feel comfortable releasing the mod. that's, you know, that's probably not how I should do it, but that's just how I am. And so I'll just sit here for like an entire like hour, just like trying to tune the sounds to try to make it what I like. Um, so let's go to the V6. So this is the Corrado sound. See how this one's like a little louder? If you're that accurate, that's what makes you a good mod. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, and so this is the V6 from, you know, I say it's a Corrado. Like I kind of have to get creative a little bit with some of these sounds because there's not too many cars that have a VR6. So, you know, when I ended up doing this audio origin thing, I think it was last update or maybe 2 updates ago. You know, this was actually supposed to be the like better sounding kind of like updated sound, but I also wanted to keep the older sound too. So I ended up making up this audio origin upgrade where it just switches the sound file and that's it. So there's that. I'm actually going to change to, let's do the Claria. Why not? I like the Claria. Feeling, I don't feel like that, but it's an automatic. See, like the default is not that bad on this. And I really like the interior. Oh yeah, and I was able to like max out the mirrors too, which is crazy. Somehow the rear view mirror has like less resolution than the side mirrors, it looks like. Maybe because that's just how small it is, but anyway. So yeah, let's go to a new engine here. Let's do a daily economy. And so, yeah, getting back to the like where I'm at on this mod, progression-wise, for the next update. There's some engines I haven't touched. I haven't touched this 2-liter, 2.3-liter inline-5. So this is still using like the older. Also, I reset it. I reset like the EQ settings, so it's not even. If I open up World Editor here, you can see this is like the live. This is an invaluable tool. This tool makes editing sounds so much easier. That's funny. The music just hit perfect, but this is literally like a godsend. This is live editing for both, and you can make it so like say like I'm working on the exhaust. I want to mute the engine so I can hear purely just what the exhaust sounds like, and then edit it from there. Right? So it's live editing. And then once I'm good with the values that I want, I can just copy this to clipboard and put it in the audio file. So let me show you that. So for that, I put audio origin and then open up the sound file. And literally, what is this for? The exhaust. I just copy paste. So paste it in, boom. And that's just like super awesome that it does that. So yeah, invaluable tool, love it. Best thing for editing engine sounds. So 3.6 liter V6, I also haven't touched. This also has two sounds, two different ones. Oh, maybe I did. I might have. I can't remember if I touched this one or not. I don't think I did this one at all. Oh no, I had the opposite. This is the one I touched. Okay. So the Chevy Colorado. So this is like a truck one. Truck V6. It's got a good amount of low end torque. It sounds pretty good on the hopper. Like it fits the hopper pretty well. And maybe like this is like a kind of like an older kind of V6 sound, which is why it fits the hopper. But yeah, the V8s though, oof, nasty, love it. So unfortunately, the way that the new method of getting the sounds, you can't really manipulate the RPMs as much as I could in my previous method. So what you'll find in this update is a good amount of engines have had to have their maximum RPM values decreased, which, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Like you get way better sounds, but the maximum RPM goes down. It's a stinker, but you do get nice sounds. So yeah, that's kind of like the older, like it's from the 50s Chevy sedan, 150 utility sedan. And then this one here comes from the GMC Vandura van. But it sounds, this is actually one of my favorite sounds like in the mod pack now, because just, I mean, listen to that, that sounds sick. So, very happy how it turned out. Can't the sounds be artificially pitched so they are suitable for high RPMs? So, technically, you're right, but it doesn't sound as good. I guess the best way to explain that is that so BeamNG has its own like internal method of stretching the sounds. You know, it uses Fmod, so it has its own tools and stuff. What I've noticed is it kind of like pitches. It starts to sound really artificial once the farther away you get from the actual recording. It sounds artificial and it sounds really kind of off. So I can show you kind of like how I could do that, and I did try it. So you go to Art Sound Blends, and then these are all the blend files for the mod. So if we go to the V8 here, you have to have one separate for, you know, engine exhaust, right? So this is a file BeamNG reads. You give the directory of the sounds. So this would be, instead of blends, you go to engine. That's where I just put it. You can name these whatever. And then, you know, 5-liter V8, and then, you know, either engine or exhaust. And so it's just listing off this file right here is going to be at this RPM, right? So I match these to make the sound, or the it's 1-to-1. Yeah, right. Too bad we don't have an AI for it. Yeah. Who knows what that would be like, but so theoretically, right, you could replace these values for like literally any value, because these are tied to the game. So like, and this is based off when that sound file is going to activate, what RPM. So like, let's say I wanted the V8 exhaust to actually, this sound file actually go 1,000 RPM higher, right? What that's going to do is between, as soon as it gets to 65-39, it has to create artificially a gap between this and this, because we have almost 1,000 RPM difference, actually over 1,000, 1,300 RPM difference, right? 1,300 RPM where no sound file is being loaded. And so it's going to use this sound file, the previous one, and just stretch it. And just sometimes it won't match correctly. So let's do, for an example, let's do 1,300 more than this, right? So you'll see what it sounds like. And you just reset the car. And to better get that, there we go. And let's get the RPMs up. And it may not even, let's see, maximum, there's. You see how it changes? See how it sounds weird now? It's because it's like trying to make up a sound that's too big of a gap. Yeah, pretty much. The smaller the RPM gap, the better it sounds. And like my previous versions of the mod, what I would do, let me see if I can actually pull up previous version of my mod here. Let's see how. Let's see. That would be, where is it at? Releases, there we go. If we go to this, and then go to Art, Blends, and let's pull up the same one. So my older one was, I just recorded in Audacity manually for every sound. So I would open up Forza Horizon 5, open Audacity, record each RPM value manually. So I would have to have the controller match the RPM, right, and try to stay there for like 10, 20 seconds. So it was a whole process, right? And making it every 500 just makes it a lot easier. But you see what I had to do here? I had to add like 70 to each value here at the on, when you're on throttle, because there has to be some gap between off and on throttle. So the reason why this looks a lot different is because these are the actual like raw audio files. And you can see here it's not the same. It's hard to explain, but these are like little inconsistencies that you had to work out when testing. Extract the audio from the game folder. Well, so I wasn't able to because you have to have a tool that I wasn't aware of until just recently. Someone on the forum thread linked that to me, and then because everything's encrypted, so you couldn't extract the game files all willy-nilly. You had to actually have some sort of method to decrypt those files and extract it and actually listen to the raw audio files. So so now that I have that, now you have the audio quality like much higher. So yeah. Right, let's go back to, that's fine there. I want to undo these changes because, yeah. Oh, hello, my controller's not working. Sometimes it does that. So yeah, that's the V8. Let's go ahead and show off Sport and Luxury. So I went ahead and did this one, 1.6 liter. This comes from the Ford Escort 1973. It's like a rally car. I had the same problem when I was Bluetooth. Oh, nice. Yeah, the Bluetooth USB sticks, honestly, yeah, even Wi-Fi, it's not ideal. You'd have like either the USB port, something's wrong with the USB port, or the device itself just gets, I don't even know, like a bug, or it's just like, I don't even know, the smallest thing, like you could drop it somehow, like when you're taking it out, and it could still just like not work properly anymore. But yeah. So this engine, actually, I'm trying something new here. I may not have enough time to complete it on every engine. I've just got so many things to do left. But I've tried this new method of exhaust pops and the Backfire. And so basically, how I do the backfire, let me go back to this thing. So I don't need that anymore. That is the audio sound effects previewer. They have really cool tools in here. So I think it's vehicle. Yep, afterfire. So these are all the afterfire sounds in the game. And I found, I don't even remember which one it was, but one that sounded pretty similar to like, what do they call it? What do they call it? Give me a sec. Common. I think it's this. Yeah. Sustained afterfire. So sustained is like the typical kind of backfire you think of when you like let off the gas and it goes pop, 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 pop as it goes down. And then the instant afterfire is like the high RPMs where you're banging the rev limiter and you got the pop, pop. Like that's like really loud, right? So if I go to engines, 6 liter, I found, which one was it? The stock shift DCT of the inline 5. You can hear it kind of like sounds like really poppy. So if I upgrade, there it is, exhaust, hear it a lot better. It's got like a lot better, like realistic sounding, I guess, pops. It's got like a rumbly, it's pretty sick. But yeah, I'm just testing that out. This one, it actually fits really well because it's rally, so, you know, those exhaust pops, bangs kind of make sense. Yeah, it just sounds really cool. So yeah, that's a work in progress. I probably will have to delay that. Yeah, I may have to delay it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to like. So this is where the progress of the update comes in, right? It's like priorities. Like at this point, I'm releasing the mod. Like if you think about it, like just as much as BeamNG updates itself. Like I'm at a point where I'm releasing the mod like every 3-4 months or more. And I'm like, do I really want that to be my release cycle? Like, should I wait that long? You know, I hate to keep it under wraps for so long, which is kind of why I started the stream, because I'm like, I'm doing all of this stuff behind the scenes. You know, I give teases every now and again with, you know, engine videos and stuff. But, you know, I feel like it'd be less of a, I don't know how to word it, but the stream gives you guys a way to kind of get an idea of what I go through, and also I in the future streams I can develop with you guys, and so you guys can give me live feedback and you know, just be here for the modding, which, you know, some people may like, some people may not, but for the ones that like it, you know, you can hop on and just chill. What headphones am I using? I'm using the, I think it's Nikon Rig 600 or something. I just like went to Best Buy and just bought like a somewhat cheaper headset. I think it was like $70 or something. I don't know. But they're all right. I kind of just wanted a headset that I can just turn on, and I tried Turtle Beaches, and I couldn't even like figure out. It took like 30 seconds, 20 seconds to get the headphones to connect to the computer and work. And I'm just like, that's way too much time to wait for. It just didn't work properly, I don't think. I think it was just buggy, to be honest, because I just don't see how someone would wait 20 seconds for a headset to turn on. But yeah, long story short, the rig headsets are just like you plug in the USB on your computer and you turn it on, and it's just good to go in like 5 seconds. Like it's just like, boop, headset turning on, you're now connected. That's it, right? And so I really just got it for the simplicity of it. Astro A50, only the mic is garbage. Well, I haven't actually heard much about Astro. I know them as a company, but I haven't really looked into their headsets much. That kind of stinks. I will tell you I don't know if it's a hot, what is it called? Hot take. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I actually like despise. I will never get a HyperX headset. That's a hot take. But like I just don't don't like I just don't like the look or I think the earphones I think might be too small for my big ass ears. But I have to get over the ears. But anyway. Yeah, so let's drive around with this thing. Drive this boat around. I have a HyperX Cloud wired in my storage. You sound good. Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like HyperX. I saw that they do have good sound quality and stuff when I was looking at reviews. I don't know. It's like one of those like weird like things you can't really explain. You just don't really like. Like sure, there's things I could name. It's more just preference, really. It's just a preference. Yeah. Oh, hello. Logitech Pro. Pretty good sound quality. You can even tune them a lot in Logitech. Yep. Yeah, Logitech's all right. I can't remember. I think yeah. I did have a Logitech headset as well. I don't recall what it was. It was a couple years ago. Sound quality was good. I'm just very particular with my headsets. Like it hurt my ears. That's the only way I can say it. It hurt my ears, and you know I couldn't do long gaming sessions with it. Pro X, okay, Logitech Pro X. Yeah, like the Logitech headset I had, I can't even remember the name. It just hurt my ears too much. I guess it was too tight on my ears. Like it's just like, maybe the headset was too small for me. Big ass head, but yeah, it just never really worked out. I think I kept it I didn't see it when I moved, so maybe I did get rid of it. Might have like traded it. I think about it. Don't like Logitech. The quality so. Ear cup started to squeak. Fell apart immediately after drop once. Okay. Dang. Yeah, that's not good, man. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like maybe they did change, you know. Oh, that's that's a bump and a half. Yeah, it's like I'm open to trying a new Logitech because they're like mid to high tier. They're like, you know, they're pretty good. It's a known brand. Um, let's go ahead and do the ETKK series here. I haven't actually drove this one yet. See, now I actually do not like this engine sound. um, it's just got too much high pitched on the exhaust. I think. Let me. Yeah, my suspicions were right. He used engine files for the engine and exhaust. That's why it sounds like that. See, even just lowering the volume, it just makes it sound a lot better. That's what I mean. Like, just like tiny little things like that can make or break a mod for me. But yeah. Let's uh, let's keep running down the list here. Take that away. Just keep popping up. One problem within 3 years. Very weird, but when I like them on sides mirrors, 50% from the right side for the. That's weird. Yeah. I don't even some weird inner wiring connection problem sounds like. Yeah, pressure. So yeah, this is the 3.2 liter new sound. Turn. There's a lot of understeery vehicles. It's like the sport tires in the game are just like not grippy enough or something. Um, let's see. Maybe bad connection. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Sound makes it immediately better, almost like a real Z3. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I can see that. But the sound file I did pick it from. I just put here, 1993 BMW M3. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's see what's next. The rest of these, so the 3.5 and the V8, I have not touched yet. So those are still old sounds that will not sound great. let's go ahead. So this one, I've only done the 6.5 V12 Lamborghini Aventador engine and the Dodge Viper V10. The rest of these three I have not touched yet. So you can see it sounds off. So let's go ahead and play the... No worries, man. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. It's been a nice talk. Have a good night. See you around, hopefully. So yeah, this is the 6.5 liter V12. Yeah, good night, man. Yes. The sound is really nice. I really like how this sound turned out. I probably won't do anything, like, pretty sure this is like done. I think the only thing I may do is like, once all of the sounds are done, I might just like EQ the sounds, like the leveling, like the volumes, and that's it. Otherwise, this is good sound. But yeah, this thing like max upgraded. It's pretty crazy. I think it's like 1700 horsepower max. Now you're gonna need like a drag car for that. Like that's, or like a max grip scintilla. And then go to the Dodge. Sounds pretty sick as well. These two exotic engines I'm pretty much done with. I've done a lot of EQing and stuff with this. Oh, 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 that's understeer. Let's see. Speaking of, why don't we have some fun here? And let's go to the airport and pick up the... Kind of don't want to do a drag, but let's do an all-wheel drive at least. Oh, hello. An all-wheel drive should be able to handle the power. Okay. Exotic. Could you possibly make M50, M52 for E36 someday? I hate that there's only good 370 BeamNG.Drive runs out there. Thanks, man. Yeah, let me check my... So, just so you guys know, I have an Excel doc that contains like my progress, right? So, upcoming mods, you know, kind of like a tracker for each car. So that way I have some way of knowing what I've done. You guys get to see a little preview of like all the engines I've planned out and all the ones I've had currently. So, so I do have so forgive me, I'm not very familiar with BMWs, right? But I do have an M5 2003 in the works, the S62 engine. Okay, is that the same one that you are talking about or not? I do not know. I apologize. Okay. I'm really glad you made some nice sounding V8s. Found the ones from devs a bit lacking. There's an insane sounding M52 mod. Soundly. Exhaust just flies away and spawning in. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said 6-cylinder. It's a V8. Herder, right? Okay. So this is a little outdated. Let me see if it's been. No. Okay. Yeah, so I can definitely put that in to do here. So BMW M50 52 E36 96. I'll have to see if that exists in Forza. There's pretty good M52 sound mod for DK, I think, but if you could somehow get that to the E36. Oh, so E36 is a mod as well? Sounds like there's a E36 mod. Let me check. BeamNG E36. Okay, so here's a question, right? Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, here's an E36 mod. I did try this at one point. Is this the mod you're referring to? Because I did download it, and I was thinking about supporting this mod. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely definitely look into that for sure. I can't remember why I decided not to include it. Had to have been a reason, but that was more of a personal reason, and that was like me trying to figure out the initial list of mods to support. But since I have a user request now, there's actually a reason for me to get it. So I will for sure look into that, and you know, I don't really see why I couldn't or wouldn't, you know what I mean? So I'll just go ahead and save that. So I've got it written down and the to-do. Yeah, man, that would be awesome. That would be sick indeed. Okay. Let's do this. I need to do the radiators as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, so the new intake system in the new version of this mod. So the upcoming update will have the default flex bodies available to select without affecting performance, which I think is awesome. Let's say you want drag twin turbos to show up, right? There you go. You got, but it doesn't change anything. So it's just visual. I have a stock intake. There you go. And keeps it working perfectly fine. So that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna upgrade everything to extreme so that I wanna see how much power this can get. Yep, so we're already at 1500, and we could turn it up even more. Let's turn everything max. You know, why not? Everything max is great, you know? I don't know, turbos, whatever, sure. Oh, we're looking at almost 2,000 horsepower, okay. Are you sure this is all-wheel drive? I don't know if it is. Me changing the engine might have changed that. Yeah, it did. Knew it. I was like, it is not gripping up like it's supposed to. I guess it really doesn't matter. I like welded. And then I normally have to does it just work? I normally have to do an extra diff. Yep, it definitely worked. Sick. Yes, 2,000 horsepower is pretty crazy, as expected. Sound good. All right. Okay. So this one actually has the most. So with the V12, the 6-liter V12, I'm still struggling to find a good replacement sound. How do I explain this? The 599XX sound sounds off. Even with the raw files. And I decided to basically scrap this engine until I find a replacement. And I think I have an idea. Like there's obviously there's a couple Ferraris in Forza, so I have some to choose from. But also another thing with Forza is like 40%, at least right now, 40% of the raw files sound like really just awful. No way to sugarcoat it. So I've sorted from like good to bad, and the bad sounds I'm never touching. Like those are just like, I don't even understand why they would like use those sounds, because they're just like just horrible sounding. But and then I've separated the good from the bad. Good sounds 60% roughly. So I have some engines to work on, and yeah, basically this 599XX will probably change to something else, to another Ferrari of some kind. Still deciding on that. Very work in progress. But I still definitely want a Ferrari engine of this caliber. Just like a modern, just like super slash hyper Ferrari, you know? Obviously I have the kind of like supercar, kind of mid-tier Ferrari. I think this one came from the Italia. Yeah. So I got the Italia here, and then we have a classic Ferrari from the 62 GTO. And again, the only new sounds I've done is the Lamborghini and the Dodge Viper, so I'm still working on these three. But yeah, surprisingly, this mod comes with a lot of engines like stock. So I think it's Innocent Joker. Innocent Joker did a really good job in providing a vast array of engines to choose from already. So that's pretty sick. But you know, mine will also be there as well if you have my mod installed. Don't get that Aider. Also many videos about bad Forza sounds, but they just keep them. Yeah. Yep. And hopefully that will change. Like, you know, do you guys remember when Forza Horizon 5 was marketed like, oh, cactuses, graphics, oh, look, we recorded new sounds, everything sounds so much better, right? And then we get the game, and we're like, sounds are good, they're cool, but they're still not, like, that accurate, and some of them, like, literally, in my humble opinion, almost every single inline 4 in Forza Horizon 5 is dog water. Maybe that's a hot take, maybe not, but like a majority of the inline 4 sounds I went through manually, like every car, I just could not for the life of me find good inline 4 sounds. It was a struggle. The whole build from ground up from Motorsport was the same, yeah. Old models, old sounds, same for Horizon 4 and 5. Yeah, and like, my humble opinion, the Forza Horizon 3 was peak Horizon for me. It just holds a special place. It was just at the time where I was like, I wouldn't say just getting into Forza, because I kind of got to Forza late a little bit. I started with Horizon 1, but it was like right where Horizon 2 was coming out. And Horizon 2, I experienced Xbox 360 version and the Xbox One version. So like I was still able to see like the progression of it. But Horizon 3 was like just I don't know, it just felt different. It had very cinematic-y kind of vibes. It introduced a lot of things I loved about the series. Sounds and all. The game was good, straight up. And yeah, I mean, Horizon 4, actually going back to it, funnily enough, going back to it now, it's pretty good. But back then, it was decent. It just it's just the longer it goes and the older I get, the more it seems repetitive and kind of samey. Like I get it, it's a series, like you're not supposed to like reinvent the wheel too much, but also like you gotta change it up a bit every now and again. Like they're kind of just it's become a car collection game than anything else. For Horizon 5, I only played Gran Turismo, so at least for the car models, a bit spoiled. Yeah, yeah. But even the sounds are hit or miss. True. Yeah. Gran Turismo was known for the kind of like lawnmower, kind of like just like synthetic kind of sounds. They've definitely gotten better. I will say they've done a pretty good job with GT7 for sure. Um, yeah, Gran Turismo, dude. I literally went from was it Gran Turismo 3 A spec on the PS2 all the way to 7. That's how long of a gap it's been since I played Gran Turismo. Crazy gap. That was like when we were in the PS2 era, and then I ended up, or my family, my brother, ended up growing out of PlayStation into Xbox, and so that kind of just like came with that, you know. But let's do this for the last car, and then I'll get off. Probably in 10-15 minutes. Won't keep you guys for too long. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Horizon just has no real incentive to play after the campaign. Yeah, online never was really my thing, and the gap between that is just empty void of lunch cars. Yeah, I'd say that was my thing for a very long time, actually. Yeah, I was never a multiplayer person until I got into like, communities later on, like only recently within the last couple of years. So I don't know if you guys know about TDUSC, Test Drive Unlimited Stolen Crown, but I have a history with that game. Uh, from I basically stuck around to see it since the very beginning of the idea of the game coming. And so I was there from the very beginning, like 2020, like when the game first announced. And ever since then, I've kind of like been community based, like cruises and that type of stuff. But before that, yeah, I was like purely single player. I'll play some multiplayer races every now and again, but yeah, mostly AI races. This is what I'm used to. It's what I'm familiar with. I just like AI racing. Um, Xbox, start playing Forza games when I got a better PC. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I think it's Nils. Is that the Xbox incentive when you have a PC basically goes to zero. Like if you have a good PC build, there's no reason for you to have an Xbox anymore. There really isn't. So it's either one or the other. Either you're not a PC guy, or you don't have a good PC, so you play on Xbox. That's it. Like a new AI racer system in Beam. Like an update to it. Like, are you talking about like the AI, like how they drive? Because yeah, I would agree. You play the whatchamacallits. I think it's on the map. When you play these events and stuff, it's pretty sick. Actually, I haven't really played many of these. It kind of sucks. Like it's a double-edged sword. Like most of my time on this game is modding. But sometimes, you know, I'll play for fun just to drive around or, you know, play these like different game modes and stuff. But yeah, that's cool. I definitely agree with you though. The AI system, even if it's just incremental, like very slight updates, just any improvement in general, it'd be pretty cool. Especially when they introduced that performance, what's it called, like simplified vehicles. That was a game changer. Like it just allows so much more traffic and stuff. Let's go to the gas station here. But yeah, free roam as police car is a mess. Yeah, races are a big bug for me. Due to bad mod. I don't know. I mean, the system is buggy. Like, I get what you mean. The having a police car and then chasing down the suspects, people that flee away from you. The AI is not great. They crash within like not even a minute for me. Like for me, it's not even worth it at that point. Like I just like barely keep up with them just on purpose, and they still wreck their car like super easily, and it's done within a minute. And I'm like, okay, that was not really a chase. But where art thou? Oh, that's right. Oh, it's the emoter. I didn't notice. I'd rather not deal with that. Yeah, guys, thanks for sticking around. Next stream, we're going to actually get into the meat of developing the mod instead of showcasing it. So if I close all of this stuff. So basically I have intake manifolds to do, right? So I think if you're around earlier, what I'm doing with the intakes is, if I show you here, I go to intake, right? So this mod has a lot of intake options, right? So this, because this is the stock default engine with it, right? It's going to change the performance, at least it should. Yeah, see, so it went from 272 to 268, and it's going to change stuff, right? So the aim of my mod with these changes is that it's going to perform similarly. It's going to provide all of the options that the car has, but not change any horsepower. And so it's going to be purely visual. See, values didn't change, but the flex bodies do. Everything will work just fine, purely visual. And so it'll give you more options if you want to do like a showcase of your engine bay, but you don't want to have, let's say, like, you know, a super tuned out, you know, car. You want to have like a stock car, but you want to have turbos to showcase. You have that ability. Oh, they either crash or other cars break. Yeah. What works surprisingly well. We have one AI car and set to flee. Really? Huh. I wonder if there might be different driving models then, if that's the case. Different parameters like adjusting the there's like a UI box here that gives you like aggression value or something. I bet that's what it is. There's like a aggression value and stuff you can change. It's probably pre-coded in that. Um, yeah, intakes, and then I may work on tuning the engine sounds. Not sure yet. Because if I bring this back up here, I've tracked which ones. I think these are good actually now. I'll have to double check on that. But, you know, I'm tracking which ones the sounds completed. So we have some sounds to complete. I may work on those eventually. Don't know if it'll be the next stream or the next one after that. But yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good first stream. What do you guys think? It could have been more eventful, but as the saying goes, can't ask for much on the first try, you know? So I really appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out, and I hope to have this be a normal thing, you know, once a week. I'm gonna work on the mod between streams, just because, you know, if I only work on the mod once a week, it's gonna take forever to complete, and I'd rather release this as soon as I can, rather than, you know, working on it for like an hour or two a week. So I want to get this out to you guys. It'll probably be after the next BeamNG update, because the next BeamNG update seems to be pretty close. Speaking of, that performance index drop is crazy. I don't know if you guys knew, but I literally just made an arcade performance index mod like last month or 2 months ago. And so it's pretty crazy that they're doing their own now, this next update. It's different enough to stand out, but it'd just be funny, and it is just funny in seeing the difference in the values that you could get. And I think, yeah, it's updating. And I think there, you did? Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on anymore. But yeah, their performance index is pretty sick. It seems to be only career mode based. It'll probably get expanded to just like free roam eventually. But the way they have it set up now is like a live automated tool. Someone replied to me on Twitter, because I also tweeted it. I was like, well, this is awkward. And we ended up having a discussion with one of the developers from the Performance Index BeamNG team, the people that worked on it. And he told me that there's basically, once you enter career mode, there's going to be like a button that says like assess performance, and then what it'll do is take you to like a pre-selected automated driving drag race where apparently you don't touch anything. It just does it for you completely, like a quarter mile for you. And because of those results and it's automated, there's a standardization to it. And so there's no way to cheat it. There's no way to like get your performance like lower than what you wanted or higher than what you wanted. So it's like completely live based on performance data from that automated test. And it'll tell you like the stats for that. That's pretty creative. And the game measures that then. Okay, I thought this is based on upgrades. Yeah, like their way of doing it is basically kind of like a more detailed way of how I do it. Like they're gonna have, you know, the horsepower, the weight of the car, the G forces, the you know, whatever else was in that picture, that screenshot that they shared, right? So they have access to a lot more data and are able to display that in a way that's really creative, and I actually really like that. So they're very different from each other. It's just really cool to see that they're actually like investing time and resources into doing some sort of performance index numbering and letter system. So it's pretty cool. But yeah. All right. I think that just about does it for the stream. Appreciate you guys coming out, hanging out. Nice to talk to you all. Nillis, Hoppy, and Let's Play Nation. 3 of you guys, thanks for chatting with me, sticking around. Hope to see you next time. It probably won't be next Thursday. I'm not sure yet. I'm still deciding on like if I should do like a scheduled Thanks, man. Trying to still figure out if I want to do like every Thursday or like every weekend. It kind of seems like it might be better to do it on a weekday just because it's more consistent. Like maybe weekends are more kind of in flux. People got things to do, you know. So I might do every Thursday. We'll see. But let's go ahead and put the ending stream up. There we go. And I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate ya. Have a good rest of the week. Peace out.